Welcome to Fire Away Seriously Funny Conversations, the podcast where we catch up on things that make us laugh and things that make us human. We are Matt Bays and Leslie Robinson. Today we are going to talk about fast food, all the fast food you can eat.
Customer service.
Customer service.
And we talk about orthodontia.
Orthodontia. I named my little girl Orthodontia.
It's almost like or don't you? Like you either do or you orthodontia.
Do you want orthodontia or don't you?
Is it ever too late to wear braces to fix your teeth?
Ever too late for orthodontia? Is that it? We didn't talk about anything else.
That's all we talked about.
Shit. Y'all are going to have plenty of knowledge about fast food restaurants, customer service, and orthodontia. I still think that sounds like a name. Here's my little girls, you know. This is Paula. This is Sherry. And this is orthodontia.
Paula and Sherry and orthodontia. I mean, maybe it's one of your aunts and uncles with like Orville and maybe, but Paula and Sherry, they don't belong in this family.
I can't believe somebody looked up the name Ozel. That was Cheryl, my friend from higь school.
Yes,
she's a
give
girl.
Give her a shout out. What's her last name?
Pullen was her last name, but now it's a big long Navalinsky, or I just butchered that to hell.
Well, she's Sparkler of the Week for looking that up.
She is Sparkler of the Week for looking that up. But let me tell you something funny about that girl. As we were talking one day and we mentioned somebody from high school, she was a very nice person.
Yeah.
Very nice. But she just wrote in Facebook Messenger, we mentioned a kid's name and she goes, yeah, I remember when me and Tammy held him down and shoved grass in his mouth. Like that's how she got him back for something. Whatever he did. She said, but he deserved it. And I thought, I could not stop laughing about shoved grass in his mouth because it's just so random. Like, we've got him down. Now what do we do? Well, here's some grass. You can tear this out of the front yard and stuff it in his mouth. Yes. That'll teach him. It was just so funny. God, I laughed so hard over that. And it's so not her because she was like,
the sweetest.
She's total like bohemian, friendly mom. Like, she would be a free mom hugs kind of person.
All right.
I've noticed ever since our Mariah Carey episode, and I think all the hashtagging and everything, she is in my feed everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I've literally caught myself thinking, is Mariah making a big comeback? Like she's everywhere at YouTube, all over the place. They know my algorithm.
Yeah.
Algorithm. That's how you say it, right?
Algo.
Do you guys need anything to eat? I'll go.
My sister says, like, when somebody gets up, like from the couch, she'll say cinches. That means since you're up, why don't you go get me a glass of water? Yeah.
Cinches. Okay, so I have this thing that I need to work out and get out of my system.
Okay.
When I moved to Carmel, Indiana in 2006, I felt like I was on vacation. Because the land of Carmel is flowing with milk and honey. It is so clean and manicured, hanging flower baskets downtown everywhere. And everything is beautiful and glorious, luxurious. It is just a lot of that. And it's nice. It's pretty. It's a little too red for me, but it's pretty. Okay. Cut to me moving to Cincinnati. And this is going to sound so dumb. I love it here. Love this city better than any place that I've lived. However, we need to get your fast food situation up to snuff.
Yeah.
It's a hot mess here.
What happened?
Everything happened. And it all happened to me.
Uh-oh.
So let me just tell you what I've encountered. You can't trust a fast food place, and you can in Carmel. You know, you can go to one and pretty much most of them get it right.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not friendly or something, but it's not just a hot mess.
Right.
Okay. So there's a Chipotle here that Chris and I go to every once in a while. And every time I'd eaten there was something weird. One time the chicken was so salty, you couldn't eat it. Like I got halfway through it and I was like, I can't. My mouth was hurting. It was that salty. I'm going to underscore this with sad music. And then we went back to that Chipotle just last week, and there was a note on the door. They've done this twice now because of staffing, online orders only. So you can't go in the store, even though you're there.
Yeah.
That's happened twice. So last night, Chris said, do you want to get Chipotle? And I was like, oh, that's cool. But let's not go to that other one. Let's just walk to the one downtown. Okay. We go to the one downtown, walk in. First of all, it is a mile along the line and so slow. And the girl that's doing the orders has her eyelashes. I've never seen them like this. Like, we all see them where we're like, holy moly, look at those eyelashes. These were like every 3 or 4 blinks, she'd have to like readjust with her eyes and was doing this blinking thing. Anyway, we get up there. The people in front of us get sour cream. And you know how when they do sour cream, they do the spoon. And you don't need a full spoon. It's like sort of a light spoon. We layer it in, right? This girl digs in there, total huge thing, pours it twice, goes in again with heaping spoon. It literally, the whole thing is white. There's no other anything. And I was like, it made me go, like when I saw it. And she did it to both of those bowls and then grabs the cheese like it's a softball. That much cheese and put. I mean, some people would be like, "Hallelujah! How's this a problem?"
Right?
It's like,
did you look at the customers? Like,
oh, totally. I'm like, who else is seeing this? Like, and it was just dirty in there, and it was just a mess. So they've got all these backed up orders. Like the one person has made so much food, so there's stacks of it everywhere.
Yeah,
but no, like stopping to think maybe go help the guy check people out.
Yeah,
no. So Chris always likes to get those. I started getting them because he got them, and they're really good at Chipotle. The peppers,
like the fajita vegetables.
Yeah,
I mean that's why I always get it. I get the chicken fajita bowl. That's what I get.
They don't have those for Chris, and Chris almost sounded like he didn't know what to do when they said no fajita. He was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And she was like, "We don't have them." And then she just decided at the end, "I'm just going to add lettuce to these." He didn't want lettuce. She put it all on there, and I looked at him and it was that face that says, I'm not going to mess with this. It's already broken and we don't know what's going to happen. So let's just leave it alone. So then we got over to the drink station. They have no ice and they have no side drinks. How they always have the juice, all gone, all of them. And then we ate it. And we went to Grater's afterwards because it's right there. And there was a man in Grater's. There's a line, right? He walked in after us and asked for a cup of ice, but he walked straight to the register. And the girl said, "Sir, you're going to have to go wait in the line." He goes, "I'd like a cup of ice." And she was like, "Well, you're going to have to wait in the line like everybody else who's waiting to order something. A cup of ice is 50 cents. Leslie, this guy starts like yelling super loud, comes up behind us, keeps talking to everybody in the back and just making such a mess that I wanted to say something. I didn't because I'm always afraid somebody's going to shoot me. But he would not stop. And he was right behind us. And then the girl at the register just kept telling her employees, do not talk to him. Do not talk to him. And I thought they're still going to get him a cup of ice. I would just be like, leave, or I'm going to call the police because he literally disrupted the whole space for the whole time that we were in line waiting. And then at the end, he sets his money down and he says something shitty to the girl in charge who's just completely ignoring him. And he walks out and I was like, I'm sorry. And she goes, "Oh, he's been here before. It happens." And I was like that? And she goes, "Oh, yeah. Yeah." And I was like, what? That would be frustrating. So I walk out of Grater's, walk around the corner, and he sat down at this bus stop. There's a cop right next to him, a woman in uniform. And we're walking by, almost stopped. Chris looked at me and he goes, "Let's go." Because he was like, he's telling the cop this. "Yeah, I was standing behind this gay couple."
Oh, God.
And they got served just fine. I guess LGBT is just more important than Black people.
Oh, Lord, help us.
Oh, and I was like, oh my God. Chris asked me later, he goes, what would you have said?
I know.
Because I like stopped walking, turned around, looked at him. All I would have said is, oh, seriously? It has nothing to do with Black. It has to do with asshole.
Yes.
You are a rude asshole.
Yes. It's common courtesy. It's manners.
Yes. Right. Everybody that's in graders is getting to have this experience with him. Nobody couldn't hear him. I mean, he's yelling the whole time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm super glad 60 seconds later that I didn't say anything to him because I almost did. But I thought, what is his story? Mm-hmm. How long has he done this? What was he like as a little boy in elementary school? Was he the problem child then? Mm-hmm. Has he always been the problem child? Has he always been this victim-y, of everything that's happening to him? How did he get this way? Mm-hmm. And what is broken that would fix it? So I started feeling bad for him, because that has to be a terrible way to live, to know that no one likes you because this is probably how he always acts. I mean, he came in that way.
Yeah.
And she said he's been in there before with this stuff. So, and as soon as he walked out, he's doing it. Yeah. Talking to a cop about it,
Disruptive.
Yeah. But anyway, all that to say, the fast food game in Cincinnati needs more consistency, and there's got to be a reason for that. I don't know if it's cities as opposed to like suburbs. I don't know. I wonder what it is.
Well, I think in general, it's people are having a hard time hiring these days. Or
in Traverse City, McDonald's was hiring $22 an hour. Yeah.
Okay. Let's all hit it to the McDonald's.
$22 an hour.
It's probably more than I made at my last job.
My first job, $3.35.
At the Burger King?
Yep. Yep. And I got all of these stories last week. I was talking about it with an old Facebook friend. He and I worked there together. I thought I had a good memory. This guy remembered everything, everything that we did, that we got high one night while we were working.
With Frida?
Yes. And we're like laughing our asses off at drive-through. Like he kept quacking in the microphone. He'd be like, welcome to Burger King. Can I help you? And they'd be like, yeah, I'll have a quarter pounder with cheese. Can I get the combo? And he'd be like, sure thing. Quack. And then it would just be quiet. And we are like dying laughing. It's not even funny.
It is though when you're high, I bet.
So funny. You just said that, revealing that you've probably never gotten high in your life. I can tell. But it is when you're high, I bet.
I get the concept of being high and how it makes you laugh.
We're not advertising drugs. But anyway, he remembered everything. Also, listen to this.
Okay.
He came to visit me. I had no memory of this at all. He came to visit me when I lived in Lexington, Kentucky, and said out loud in front of my ex-wife, oh my God, I was so surprised when you got married to a woman. He was like, I knew as soon as I said it, I offended everybody. He goes, I wasn't trying to. I was just like, what the hell? It's like, oh my God. Anyway, went down memory lane with that. That's enough fast food. The end.
That's enough fast food. The end. I'll say this. Me and my son went to get ice cream in not Carmel, another little town close by. So we went to this place called Handles.
Yeah.
And they have a drive-through at this one.
They have Graham Central Station, which is the best ice cream on the planet.
I was going to order that. I usually get the banana cream pie, but I was going to get Graham Central Station this time. We sat in that drive-through for 25 minutes. Did not move.
Oh my God.
Did not move. I feel like at some point somebody needs to walk out and go, you know what? You should go on. We're shutting this down. We're not doing the window anymore.
The truth is I'm patient with stuff like that. Like I
sat there.
I don't mind it if there is some sense of urgency that I see of we're trying, or you get up to the window and they're like, we're really sorry about the wait. That's all it takes. And I'm like, oh, I get it. It's tough. But when they literally look like they don't give a rat's ass.
Yes.
And sometimes I think with high school kids, it's not everyone, But sometimes I don't think they know that they're supposed to care.
Right.
You have those natural born ones that are like, this is a problem. That was me.
Yeah.
I was a natural born pleaser. So I can't make people wait this long. But some kids are just like, who cares?
They don't have that mindset of like going the extra mile, figuring out how to make that experience better.
Have you ever pulled up to a drive-through and it's a mile long and you're trying to get your bearings as to whether or not you even want to do this, but then all of a sudden somebody comes behind you and you have no option to get out?
Yeah, you're done. You're there for at least until the next car moves up.
You're like, oh God, okay. Well, I guess I'm doing this now for the next 45 minutes.
You know where I get kind of ragey, and it's really stupid, but you know they have the double line like at McDonald's. I get really mad if I feel like somebody's about to cut me.
Yeah.
Where I ordered, I just moved up. Don't get in front of me. I don't know why I care about that.
And you're playing that game too of
like which side?
Yes, to get in the line, yes. But then when you get there, you know it's only one person taking the orders. Right. So you're like, let it be me. You're just trying to will that they'll talk to you first.
Right. Yeah. I get really entitled.
And then if you do, and then you hear them order right afterwards, you're like, I ordered before him.
Yes.
Don't you even try to cut me off. I know.
It's like, no, it's my turn.
These are the important things of life. When you have no life, you have to look for ways to make it feel more important. And getting in line first is one of those things.
Or like, have you ever been in a store, like with a cart, and you feel like somebody's racing you to the checkout?
No.
Where it's like, calm down.
Racing you to the checkout?
Like they're coming up behind you. Like they're going to come around you or they're going to come right beside you.
No.
You're like, chill out. In those cases, I literally stop dead in my tracks. Just stop and they can move on.
And when you stop, you are shaming them.
I am. Absolutely.
Here's what's happening. I am too mature to play this game.
I'm not playing it. Nope.
So the game that I'm going to play is to make you feel bad about racing me.
Yeah. I'm going to stop and you
Which
go
we
on.
can all agree that is a much more mature game to play.
It is.
When I go into Target or anywhere, I always think the same thing, which is I won't need a cart.
I always get a cart.
I never get a cart. And
why?
Because I always think that I won't need one because I'm only there for one thing. Plus, I don't like pushing a cart around. I'm not as nimble in that store. I'm not able to run around and turn corners quick and do my thing. So I never get a cart, but I will have my arms so loaded I can't even see, with so many things, carrying them all to the register.
Stubborn.
Stupid.
I went to a store called Meijer yesterday. And when I go to Meijer, they have, and I don't need anything.
Can I
they
ask
have
a question.
What?
Why did you say a store called Meijer as if nobody knows what Meijer is?
Because not everybody has Meijer. Meier's like Midwest. So maybe only Midwestern people listen. So never mind. I went to Meijer.
Wait, there's not Meijer on the East Coast and the West Coast?
I don't think so.
I mean, we have like 2 or 3 sparklers over there.
Well, that's who I'm talking to then.
Oh, yes.
They don't know
went to this store
called Meijer.
Yes.
My thing about Meijer, they have really cute clothes when you don't need them. When you need clothes, they got nothing. Empty shelves. I went to get my son Jared basketball shorts to wear to youth convention. They had 1 billion 3 weeks ago. This week, nothing. I was mad as a wet hen. When I need something, they don't have it. When I don't need it, they have a lot of it.
3 weeks ago was still the onset of summer. You're like in the middle of summer. Everybody shopped them all up. You got to buy shorts in March and April.
Well, I'm pissed.
Did you get something there?
Yeah, but if they weren't cool, but at this point he leaves tomorrow.
Will he wear them?
Beautiful thing about my son is he'll basically wear whatever I
He
get
doesn't
him.
care.
Not really.
Well, you said he had that raccoon shirt that said arthritis on it.
Yes. Yeah,
So
he picked that out on himself. It was a groundhog and it just said arthritis.
I love stuff like that. I made my sister an ugly t-shirt one time. It had a snake on it with a cowboy hat. And it was like hissing. I had airbrushed on it. Number 1 cis with all kind of S's. Stupid.
Did she wear it?
No. She wasn't wearing that. But like when she passed away, I was like, give me that damn shirt. I wanted that shirt.
I thought you were about to say we almost put it on her, but
I didn't want a lot of things, but I wanted that shirt.
I want that shirt.
Well, that's it for us today on Fire Away.
Is that it?
No.
We got
some
into
fast food talk. And we did get some Culver's. Oh, did you roll your eyes? You don't like Culver's?
I don't hate Culver's. They have Pepsi. And any restaurant that serves Pepsi, I don't like.
Well, you don't get their Pepsi. You get root beer because their root beer is amazing.
Lemonade, I guess.
Do you not like root beer?
Mm-mm.
Their root beer is like the best. And Culver's is amazing because you can get that single Butterburger with cheese kids meal with no onion. And you get the coupon for the free scoop of custard.
They just really give it away, don't they?
The flavor of the day. Yes. It's like great. Hey, listen, we went to Wendy's a couple weeks ago. We don't do a lot of fast food eating. I used to eat so much more, but Chris doesn't do it. Mm-hmm. But we had to stop at a Wendy's. Mm-hmm. We got 2 value meals, $25.
Dollars.
25.
Yeah.
That's
it's getting
a lot.
More expensive.
It's like $25 at Wendy's for 2 people. We got 2 combo meals. Mm-hmm. But Culver's, we went there and I think it was like 15 for 2. No, it may have been 12.
If you got the kids' meal, though.
Exactly. And ice cream. We got all of it and ice cream and friendly damn service.
I like their cheese curds. Have you ever had those?
I'm not into eating things called curd.
Okay, get the cheese balls.
I've heard about them, but I've never had them.
Oh, you love them. Love them.
Curd.
I know, it's an ugly word, but...
It is an ugly word. It sounds like you're just eating heart failure.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've run the gamut on the fast food industry. All very important.
Customer service. Chick-fil-A, I know we talked about it, the anti-gay Chick-fil-A. They do chicken right. They really do all of the whole process. They nail it.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you can pull in there and there can be 40 cars in line and you know you're not going to be waiting long.
Right.
How do they do that?
So why don't we all copycat off Chick-fil-A?
They've got kids out in the parking lot taking orders, and then they've got another station where they take your money and you pull up and they hand it to you with a big old smile.
So you think everybody, let's just copy them and do what they do. Okay, working.
So we know that Chick-fil-A hate the gay. We all know it. Mm-hmm. I think we mentioned it in last week's podcast or the one before, something about it. But do you know this? When I came out, November 3rd, 2017 is my coming out date, where I posted an article, told the whole story. This is who I am. This is what's going on. 2 days later, I went to Chick-fil-A, pulled up in the line. A guy that I know that went to my church, my old church, that was not affirming, he's not the manager. He's the owner. You know how they have the franchise, like whatever. Yeah. And I pull up and I see him and I just think, oh shit. It's just a lot because I had just gone through 2 days of like war on social media. And he looks in my side window. He sees me. He waves, motions for me to roll down the window.
Oh God.
And I roll down the window and he goes, Matt, you are like the bravest person I've ever known. Wow. And I went, oh, thank you, Patrick. And he goes, I mean, seriously, I'm really proud of you.
You're like, you are?
Oh, I totally was.
Yeah.
I was like so moved by that. Okay. I'm 2 cars back from picking up my food. You know, sometimes they have a person outside the window running.
Yeah, yeah.
I pull up to the window and there's another girl, that same church. Her name's Holly. She like goes, Matt, oh my God, comes through my window, gives me a big hug. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. From Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I had tears in my eyes. I pulled away and I thought, this is what I love about God right here.
Yeah.
There is, it talks about, there's a verse in the Bible that talks about God using the foolish things of this world to confound the wisdom of people. And I thought, all we know is that Chick-fil-A is anti-gay. I come out and get my ass kicked by church people.
Yep.
Go to Chick-fil-A because I just want that damn chicken.
I know it.
And that's where I'm comforted, accepted, and loved. Yet this company, all the gays are boycotting, as they should. But that's where I found some love. And I just love that kind of wild, crazy thing about life that you just cannot figure out.
Yeah.
It's what makes everything beautiful.
Yeah.
You never know where God's love is coming from.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's a good story.
I know. Yeah. One of my favorite things about Chick-fil-A. And so I can use that to work all of this in a way so that it makes sense for me to keep eating there. Because I love that damn Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh, I know it. Chick-fil-A. I have an announcement to make, and it's big. I'm getting braces.
What?
Metal, full-blown braces.
Our YouTube watches are going to go through the roof.
It's going to be, it's probably going to pay for itself.
How much are braces now? They were $2,000 when I was young.
$1,000.
Did you say $5,000?
$5,000. Yeah.
$5,000 for braces.
And this will be my third round. So really, $15,000.
Well, what are you doing wrong?
Okay. When I was a senior in high school, I got braces on my teeth.
Not on your legs.
Okay. Back up. My teeth were too crowded, first of all, and I did have a gap. So they pulled 4 of my teeth and then they moved them forward with braces. I had to wear rubber bands, all of it.
Yeah.
So I get those off. College, early marriage, early 20s. And my gap started just barely growing apart. And my dentist at the time said, I'll just fill it in. We'll just fill it and it'll be fine. Okay, great. So they did that. They filled in the gap.
With putty?
With kind of like a veneer kind of thing. And that made my retainer not fit anymore.
Okay.
Because they added some to it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't wear my retainer anymore.
Yeah.
So eventually my teeth grow apart again. About 7 or 8 years ago, I got Invisalign. It worked, pulled my teeth together, no problem. About 3 or 4 years ago, I got a puppy named Miller, and he ate them.
The Invisalign?
The Invisalign retainers.
Okay.
I didn't have a job at the time. I didn't have insurance, and I had no money. I was freshly divorced, nothing. So I couldn't afford to buy a new retainer.
Yeah. Thus
this. It's grown back. Now, also, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice my jaw goes a certain way.
This is...
It was confirmed. It was confirmed. I had x-rays and everything.
That when you open your mouth, your jaw goes sideways. Yeah.
It does.
Did it not do that when you were young?
No. So I'm getting this. I'm having full-blown metal braces to correct my jaw and my middle part.
I mean, it is a hot mess up in Leslie Land.
It is. It is. So I went to the orthodontist, like a 12-year-old girl yesterday, and they had my name on the had Annabelle, Olivia, Leslie. I took a picture and sent it to you. I'll send it on Instagram too when this comes out. But I was like, oh, this is epic. And I walked in, everybody's with their mom and they're little, and there's me.
And they're like, ma'am, we're ready for your daughter.
No, it's me, 41 years old, 3rd round of braces. Let's do it.
Why are you getting braces and not doing Invisalign?
Because of the jaw.
Oh.
It's going to be ugly.
So you're going to be talking like this on the podcast.
For 18 months.
Fire away. Fire away. That's good. When I had braces, I got them on in 5th grade and got them off at the beginning of 8th grade. I got them on Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
Yeah. November 13th.
Oh my God.
5th grade.
Was I born that year?
82.
All right. I was about a year old.
Got them off in 8th grade, was super excited about that. Wanted to be able to click my retainer in and out and hold it in my mouth all weird like everybody did. Look, I have a retainer and you bitches don't. And that makes me cool. Even though I wasn't cool, I thought that might help. And it did not. Yeah. But going to this orthodontist, his name was Norton Alvin Eisenberg. N.A. Eisenberg is what it said on the sign.
Oh.
But on his degrees that were posted in his office, around the office, it said Norton Alvin Eisenberg. And he was known in Elyria as the best orthodontist, right? But these girls that worked for him, these women, one of them, her name was Sherry, and it was they went to town in your mouth. It was painful. Night brace, rubber bands. Yeah. They would get so sore, they would all move together.
Yeah.
But I was a kid who I was obsessed with teeth. And I remembered them showing me pictures when I got them on of what would happen to your teeth if you didn't brush them.
Oh.
And there were stains and buildup and all this stuff from the braces from not brushing them. And I was like, oh, hell no. Mm-hmm. So I had my little toothbrush and my toothpaste in my locker at school or in my cubby. I brushed 4 times a day minimum. I still brush my teeth at least 3 times a day.
Wow.
Always.
Mr. Clean.
Floss every single day. It's what I do. And remember those night braces?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a joke in every movie where they take somebody back to the 80s. They always put a night brace on them.
It's like called headgear, right?
Headgear, but it was a night brace is what they called it because you're supposed to wear it at night. Well, I had to wear mine 16 hours a day, which was when I got home from school every single day. So I wouldn't have to wear it to school like some of these idiots.
Yeah.
And then I would wear it all the way till the next morning and then take it out.
Yeah.
But there was a kid in our school who apparently wouldn't wear his night brace. He went to Dr. Eisenberg too.
Yeah.
And I can't even believe they did this, but they mount 2 little brackets with like holes and it feeds into those holes in the back, the wires do. They put like extensions on his and bent them around the brackets in the back through the holes so he couldn't take it off. He couldn't take off the night brace. And he didn't have one band around his neck. It was like this thing, this contraption, like cat suit with strappies everywhere, but head version. That's what it was. And he had curly hair.
Yes, of course he did.
And it was just pieces sticking out everywhere. And I thought, God, this is the worst thing that has ever happened. Wherever he is right now, he is telling this story at the water cooler.
Yes,
this is his what's your most embarrassing story. He's like, for a full month, so I would wear my night brace. They welded it to my face.
One of my older cousins, I don't remember which one, literally took pliers and took them off. Took every brace off. Took a brace. Yeah. I don't remember which one it was, but I remember it being like, can you believe they took those braces off? I was like,
well, because it's so much money.
I can't imagine. My aunt and uncle probably about died. But
they used to put them on. They don't do this anymore, but they went all the way around your tooth. So they would put in these thing called spacers or separators.
Yep.
They were like little rubber things.
Yep.
They would stick between your teeth. And when they did, you were like, oh, that kind of feels weird.
Yep.
And then within 3 hours, like
it hurts.
You wanted somebody to cut your head off. Yeah, it hurts so bad. That was so that they could get the entire thing around your tooth. So that's what you wore.
Yeah.
Were those kinds of braces. But when they put them on and fit you for them, they hammered those things on.
I think
you had to sit.
Way.
They would say, put your fist under your chin. I swear to God. And they had it like a mallet and they would hammer them in your mouth. And then once you got them all on, guess what they did?
What?
They took them all off because they were just fitting you, filled them with cement.
Oh, God.
And then put them back on again. And I'm not kidding. After that long, it's just barbaric. You feel like they're going to knock a tooth out. Like it hurts so bad. They've been hammering on every single tooth. And it's like on to the next. Oh, I would have never said a word. I was that kid where I was going to behave. But I remember tears rolling down my face. It hurt that bad.
Wow.
And then when they came out with these stick them on the front of your teeth, it's like, please, bunch of babies. You don't know anything.
You don't know what it's like.
I walked my ass to that orthodontist uphill both ways in the cold with no shoes on.
Yes, you did. Well, now like you can do Invisalign without even going to a dentist. You can just like do it yourself, which kind of makes me nervous. Did it work out well for him?
Mm-hmm. His teeth look great.
My teeth are straight. They're just, it's my jaw and my bite that's wrong.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Resmer and Ryan, orthodontists in Noblesville, Indiana. I actually told them about Fire Away yesterday because they were asking me like about my teeth and they were like, what bothers you about it? And I said, well, I really have started noticing because I've been doing a lot of like YouTube videos. And they're like, why are you doing YouTube videos? I was like, well, I have this podcast.
This is a very famous podcast.
They like wrote it down.
They did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I keep telling people about the podcast. I'm surprised at how many people will pull out their phones to look it up.
Yeah.
And when they ask, what's it about?
Yes. Yep.
And you said what?
I said, well, nothing. It's about whatever we end up talking about that day. And they're like, oh, great. And she wrote it down.
I have a standard response, which is shits and giggles. It's just shits and giggles.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's usually on accident.
And I let people know it's short. And everybody says, oh, good. Do you know what I do love about this podcast?
What?
I wanted to do something fun.
Yeah.
And so much of what I do professionally feels serious.
Yeah. if you're serious all the time, if you're always talking about emotional, deep things, like it can kind of be like a downer. So to show you have a silly side and funny side is kind of a nice mix.
I would get in interviews after my book release, and I had several people say stuff about, I thought you'd be more serious. And I'm like, I do write from that angle a lot, but I think there was just a heaviness years ago when I was working through family of origin stuff, that kind of stuff. So it's fun to show up and do a podcast and show up that way.
I'm mostly hate and funny.
Hate and funny.
Hate and funny. That's what I would have named this podcast.
Well, tell us about Michigan.
For me, a vacation is a pool where nobody bothers you. Y'all know, I've talked about this before. I'm good with like the scenery.
Yes, you can see all the way to the bottom.
I just want to relax, read a magazine, listen to music, get hot, dip down in the pool, come back, get a tan. That's really vacation to me. Don't bother me. So,
and you can do that 5 days in a row?
Yeah. Go out to dinner that night, like just low key. It doesn't have to be go, go, go.
Yeah.
I told Tom he wanted to go do something. And I was like, let's find a place with a pool that has some places to go later, at night. And so we just looked up Michigan City. There was this house in the middle of nowhere, like on a farm, and they have a pool, and it's like they call it the coach house, and it's like a 2-bedroom apartment over a garage. And that's where we're going to stay and lay out in the sun and maybe go to a couple casinos in Michigan City, go see the dunes. It's just going to be easy. Yeah. That's my kind of thing. I'll come back with a better tan.
You do got your little tan going on.
This is a baseball mom tan because it's I've got like a tank top tan. But hey, sun on my face really brings out the melasma.
Yes. You're going to be looking good on here with braces and a mustache.
You're not going to recognize me. You are so right. I just don't want to look like 13 years old. Sorry.
Well, there's no hope for you then, because every person that has braces that is over 30 looks like they're 13 years old, period. It's happening.
You know what I mean? Like when you smile, it'd be like,
I saw a lady that was 70 some years old that had braces, and I was like, you go, girl. I love that.
You're never too old.
Or you are preparing for the future. You're like, listen, I am leaving this earth with straight teeth.
Yes. When they dig me up someday, they're going to go look at these.
Orthodontist.
Yeah, you can cut this part. But this is my point. You're really working out. You're really thinking about eating healthy and being healthy. And I'm always like, you're going to die either way.
Yeah. Yes. But maybe they just want to die
later. Right. But I was just like, you're doing all this work and you could be eating a cheeseburger. You're going to die either way.
Yeah.
Go get those cheese curds.
Go get those cheese curds, but not at Chipotle in Cincinnati. That's it for us today on Fire Away. We'll be back with more seriously funny conversations next week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/podcast Fire Away and on Instagram at fireaway_podcast, and watch us via video on our YouTube channel, and fire this podcast off to a few friends of yours. Fire away.
Fire away. One day I'm just going to hit an elevator button and just lower
just disappear.
Myself. Yeah.
I love it. Let's practice it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ready? See. Fire away.
Button.
You can still see the top of your head.
There you go. Bye.